we doing, people? It is 10:35 on the 7th of April 2022. I can't even get outside to do a video today because it is absolutely fucking ridiculous, the weather, since that absolute abomination of the skies on Sunday. It's been non-stop gusty winds since then, and I would say, apart from a little bit on Tuesday afternoon, it has been non-stop April showers every 5-10 minutes. Some of them absolutely ridiculous, some of them not so ridiculous. Keep getting tiny little gaps in the sky and I think, oh look, there's a bit of brightness, and then the next wave comes over, which incidentally ties in exactly with when every single one of these fucking loud rumbling planes comes over, and then the clouds burst. It's totally connected, I can promise you, man. I've been listening to this for a long time nowadays, and watching, making the correlations, joining the dots, like... and incidentally, we are due a heat wave at the end of the week, yet again, which coincides exactly with the Easter holidays. Anyone who doesn't think this fucking sky is manipulated to fuck and our weather is totally and utterly 100% controlled is living in a bubble of utter fucking madness, quite frankly. This year, you could not actually make it any more fucking scripted than they are. And it is very deliberate. It is so deliberately being scripted at the moment to wake people up to see what the fuck is going on. Because as I've said many times recently, this is not being done by the psychopaths anymore. This is being done by people who are trying desperately to wake the world up, to show people what is going on and what has been going on their whole lives. We are at a serious changing point in this history of the earth, of everything. And anyone who thinks it's doom and gloom really isn't paying attention and really doesn't understand the power of people and doesn't understand what we are doing, myself included, other people who have got channels, other people who are doing things on the street, other people who are doing activism of any way, shape or form, are changing this world. It's as simple as that. I don't really know what more to say on this, apart from you have to believe, you have to have faith, you have to trust the process, and you have to understand that you can't just suddenly go, right, we're just going to stop and we're just going to say, right, this has been going on, boom, 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 boom. It affects fucking thousands and thousands and thousands of people just with jobs for a start. And yes, it's out of order what they've been doing. However, they're people too. Do you know what I mean? And like, I don't know how much these pilots and things actually know about what's in the chemicals. Do you know what I mean? They may know what they're doing. They may not actually know what they're spraying though. Do you know what I mean? So it's not as cut and dry as it comes across. It's definitely not dry today. That's a dead cert. It's quite irritating, to be honest. However, it is what it is, and I ain't going to switch these clouds off just by staring at them. That's a dead cert. The skies are being bombarded every single day nowadays. It's as simple as that. Sometimes you get to see it more than others. Sometimes they're doing it over our heads. Sometimes they're doing it out of the ocean. Sometimes they're doing it in various places, depending on what weather systems they want to make happen. Like I say, anyone who doesn't believe it's totally controlled really is not with it at all. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these HARP facilities across the world nowadays. It's not just one or two. It's not just Alaska. There's about, fuck knows, I dread to think how many there are in this country alone. I know of two offhand that I wouldn't even have to think of. There's one just up the road from here, and there's one in Wales. So I'm sure there's more than that. People point them out on Google Earth, left, right and centre, these strange installations all over the place. They must have a purpose. Loads of antennae pointing at the sky. I can't think of any other great reason why you'd want to do it. You could dress it up as anything you want, but like, It's going on. It has been going on for a long time. It's not a new science by any stretch. Anyone who believes anything that comes out of the BBC is saying we're just about to think about doing it really doesn't get how media works and really doesn't understand what's going on. There's a reason there's fucking 6 million planes above your head all fucking day long, every day. Like, perhaps that's a little bit of an exaggeration. However, there is a reason there's that many, and it isn't people going on holidays, and it isn't people just fucking... It isn't all cargo planes. They have a very, very, very real use, and they create wind, they create rain, they create sun, they create every fucking phenomenon of weather you can think of. It's not just planes, there's ships out in the sea that are doing it, there's fucking land-based stuff. You name it. It's a big, 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 major industry, and it's not a joke, man. Like, the thing is, though, it's really weird, because people who know it's going on kind of will go to you, oh, well, they admitted doing it in fucking Britain in the 70s, and then they seem to think that, like, then it stopped. What they don't realise is they admitted doing that in the 70s. What they didn't tell you was, by the way, we carried on and we haven't ever stopped. Do you know what I mean? That's where we're at with it, and it will come out sooner or later, properly, and it will stop sooner or later, properly, and I think fairly soon, personally. I think it's probably down to us to really deal with a few people and get some courts in place, and prisons that are controlled by people that are not nefarious and fucking dodgy and like corrupt as fuck. I'm sure people have a lot more power than we believe if we get together and organise ourselves. So yeah, that's all I want to say, is just be aware that we're probably about to get super heat wave in time for the Easter holidays. Bang on, yet again. I'm going to quote Shelley Miller for this, for a heads up on this. Somebody did mention it to me in the week, actually. They're about to get hot weather at the weekend, and I just laughed at them, and I was like, oh my God, you couldn't make this shit up. But weirdly, you can make this shit up, and that's what they do. They make this shit up. Like I say, there's nothing natural about this weather. And anyone who doesn't get it, really doesn't get it, because if it was such a fucking crazy climate, and climate change, and ice melting, and everything warming up, it would A, be consistently warm, which it isn't, and B, it would be consistently all over the place, which it isn't. It's very, very, very scripted, and like, if you spend enough time studying it, you will see it. You will see blue skies in the morning, and you will see grey skies at night, every single fucking day. And anyone who wants to blame that on fucking colourless exhaust fumes from fucking vehicles really isn't paying attention and doesn't get it whatsoever. Why would colourless fumes from fucking exhausts suddenly turn into grey clouds as they get into the upper atmosphere? Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers to think that. If they were going to go colourless, they would go coloured as soon as they came out of a car, wouldn't they? They don't do that. The only time you ever see exhaust fumes slightly coloured is on a very cold day, when you might see them briefly turn into condensation. There you go. And that's allegedly what's going on above our heads, but that's complete bullshit, I can assure you. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Peace and love. Catch you soon.